Hey, Upshin. So last week, something happened that we have never seen in parliament before. The MK party and Jacob Zuma recalled 18 members of their parliamentarians. 18 members of parliament. They said, listen, guys, come. You guys know you are not supposed to be on the list on the first place. There was a person that just made up a list and took a list that was not the approved one to the IEC. I mean, what type of nonsense is this? Now people are asking, King, please do a video about these 18 members that were kicked out of parliament. And is the MK party really trustworthy? Can you trust the MK party? They are busy firing and hiring people left and right. Are they stable enough for us to put our trust in them? Let's talk about that and much more.
Welcome to King Said So, Africa's one land, one language, one currency, one army on King Said So. Africans can unite. Your Pan-Africanist podcast. Enjoy.
Peace in Pan-Africanism to all my African brothers and sisters from all around the world. Welcome back to King Says So. I'm your host, Kagiso Hlongwane Zinjiva Sono, and we're back at it again with another one. And this time around, I want to speak about the MK party. It's been a minute since I spoke about the MK party. Actually, looking at my timeline, I'm like, how? MK party. If I'm not speaking about you, you're not making the proper noise. The political parties need to be strategic, to be always on the eyes of the people. They must not wait for 2026 local elections or 2029 national elections. Continue to be on the face of the people. The people must hear from you. Always have a strong marketing or media team, just like the DA is doing, and to a certain degree the ANC as well, the EFF also. So the MK party recalled 18 of its members of parliament. 18, 1-8 recalled. They said these people were not supposed to be on the list. Someone was making some rubbish list and misrepresented the list and then gave the wrong list for approval. Jacob Zuma approved the wrong list, and then they submitted a list that has Jacob. You know what? I was like, man, what is this? Let me listen to Nkamulo Ndlela, one of my favorite politicians in South Africa, by the way. Let's listen to what he says.
Why would you say it's unheard of? No, it is. It's possible, it's allowed per the parliamentary rules that you can replace members sworn in or not on the National Assembly. And this is what we're doing. I think maybe let's put context to this.
What happened?
Our candidate lists that were submitted to the IEC, in effect, was sabotaged. We even opened a case to that extent at the Sandton police station, where we cited certain irregularities of names that were input there that were not supposed to be there. One of those being the prominent President Zuma. I mean, our strategy was never to have him on the list in the first place, and only to then bring him on later stage, as we did with Judge Hlophe. Now, what has happened is we then communicated at the point of swearing in with the 12 members. Now, when I say 12, there's 6 names that were there that we never got sworn in, and then there were the 12 that were sworn in. And we had to communicate to them. And we engaged with them in a civil manner to inform them that this is the situation and that they have to be replaced. And when I talk about sabotage, I'm talking about people who are putting in friends, community members, and family members onto our list. And so we communicated with them that they have to be replaced at some point. So they're given 2 options as allowed by Parliament. We consulted with Parliament. And they decided to still go ahead and be sworn in, of which still is allowed by Parliament. Now that they're being replaced, there's nothing untoward. This is something they knew was going to happen, because the names that are now replacing them are the same names that ought to be on our list in the first place.
Whose responsibility was it to compile the list?
Well, we had entrusted certain members of the party, comrades, who have now been expelled. And part of the reasons why they were expelled was for exactly that. And remember, we've always been highlighting the issue of being infiltrated and all sorts of rogue elements. And we've been having to deal with that. We've been having to clean up. We're a young organization. We are forming structures. And naturally, you'll come across certain teething situations such as this. But it's about us doing something about that, and that's exactly what we're doing. We're fixing this organization, and we're ensuring that we're duly represented in Parliament. Here's another example. At one point, and I'm sure with some of the interviews you may have heard, Judge Hlophe stating that there were some members that never showed up one morning, in Parliament. And that was at a critical time when we were requested and we needed to vote. Some members didn't show up, and let me tell you, the bulk of the members that were actually not there are the same that are being replaced. So we say we need to represent our party well. We need to have competent people. And this is what we're doing.
Whether it's how you compile the list, whether it's people not showing up, it does suggest a disorganization on the part of your party, doesn't it?
No, I wouldn't say it's a disorganization. I think it's an organization.
Competence, perhaps?
No, we're highly competent. I don't think we're able to get to the point that we're at without being competent. I'm sure you've heard some of our submissions in Parliament. Wouldn't you say that those are competent people? Of course we're competent.
The explanation from Nhlamulo Ndlela is also here and there. It's like, man, yeah. We understand you saying it's a mistake. We understand you say you open a case. We understand everything that he's saying. But that type of a mistake was not supposed to be done. It was not. You shouldn't have trusted someone with that list. The handing over of that list should have been amongst the Nhlamulo Ndlela. Why didn't he take that the responsibility of formulating that list with Jacob Zuma, making sure that all the names were there? But I want to say this: the MK party is only 9 months old, and by that time they were obviously no older than 4 or 5 months old before the list was supposed to be finalized to the IEC and sent to the IEC. So with their campaigning and everything, I can see how they did not put too much attention on that list, and also not knowing how many seats they're going to get in Parliament, because they did not expect to do as good as they did. Honestly speaking, in a few months, those people took over South Africa like nobody's business. So I think they underestimated themselves, even though in the public domain they were saying we want 2/3 majority and everything. But deep down, I think they thought they were going to get some few seats and all that, and they ended up with more seats than the EFF. So 80-something seats, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. So, I think I can let it slide right now. The MK being 9 months, there's still so many things they're going to do. Electoral conference, they're still working on their constitution. They're still working on the constitution. I know how difficult it is to formulate a constitution, because for the first time I'm formulating a constitution for Paseta, and this is not like the other businesses that we do. This is a business of a school. So the constitution is it's such an important document that if you hurry and you make mistakes on your constitution, you might find yourself, running in and out of court because of what your constitution says. So a constitution is a very serious document, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm not worried too much about the MK political party. I'm still giving them time to find themselves. I think the right brains are now starting to trickle in the MK party, and one of those people that is going to save the MK party is Dr. John Hlophe. I think him, Abo Andile Ngitama, Abo Muloto, Abo Brian Molefe. I mean, there's so many people in the MK party that I believe they've got not only the experience but the expertise and the knowledge and the awareness of what is happening for them to run the MK party smooth, because it's up to those guys. They need to help the old men out, excuse me, they need to help Jacob Zuma out. They need to be hands-on and make sure that these mistakes don't occur anymore, because the people are going to use this type of bullet points to downgrade the MK party. If the MK keeps on recalling, putting people on, doing this, doing that, it's going to become messy. But I think within the 12-month period, I think I'm giving them allowance to do that. I mean, you are still discovering yourself as a political party, your true identity, where you are standing, and you still, people are yet to take out their true colors. And I think slowly but surely, many people jumped on the MK list because they wanted positions. And those people are slowly coming out right now, and the MK party is surfing those people out. But what I can say about the MK party is that assist Jacob Zuma as much as possible. Zuma, guys, you guys must run that party for the old man. The old man is old, by the way. He can just have that resistance and everything, but physically he's old. He can give you the mental experience, but you guys need to make sure that mistakes like copyright, media posts on social medias and everything, your paperwork and everything is done, because you are the young people. I'm expecting you guys to be doing stunts like organizing marches and doing all of those things. Excuse me, I don't know what's wrong. Constantly being on the public's eye. It is your job as the younger generation to continue to be on social. You don't need SABC. I don't know why parties are complaining. SABC is not covering us or whatever. I know they reach a broader scope of people in terms of the poor people. Everyone has got SABC. But right now, you need social media presence more than anything else. You guys will correct me on the comment section or what. Social media presence is more important than anything. Look at what Gogozilla is doing. That witch is on every podcast, talking left and right. Make sure that you guys are there, the young people, especially in Nhlamulo Ndlela. I think in Nhlamulo Ndlela we can give him the best speaker from a political party. That young man can talk. Got so much authority, so many. The skill of saying something but not saying something, so he's got that skill. He can answer the tough questions but not answer them, but he answered them. So sometimes that's a good skill, sometimes that's a bad skill. It works against you. But I'm saying Nhlamulo Ndlela is one of those politicians that I really want to see what the future is going to hold for him in the MK party. I'll be so disappointed if they had to recall him like they recall the Secretary General, and I don't want those type of dramas in excuse me guys, in the MK party. So I'm just wishing them all the best. I wish that they can find a conference somewhere somehow where they can elect leaders, be it next year, somewhere next year. But before the 2026 local elections, they need to go there with an elected structure. I saw now they are having their controversies, cards and all of that. It's good. It's those little progresses that is going to make people have more confidence in the MK party. But for me, as things stands right now, with the 18 members that were taken out, I'm happy. There was just too many people that we did not know there, because like I said, the MK got too many seats. I think those people who are there really did not deserve to be there. You guys will comment or will correct me on the comment section. We must always support this party. Guys, we must always support this party. This party, the MK, needs to be there in 2029 because it carries the hope of a changing of a constitution. It carries the hope of black people. Remember, our black vote is already so much fragmented and divided so much that we don't need any more divisions. We don't need any black party, especially the EFF and the MK, the ATM, to do any bad things that is going to make black people say, I'm not going to vote. If Jacob Zuma is not there, I'm not going to vote. We don't need those type of things in 2029. In 2029, we need the black support more than any other year. It's going to be the most important elections of our lifetime, especially as those who will be getting out of the youth, the years, getting now into our 40s and everything. We're going to need the MK party, the EFF, these are the NCC. We're going to need these parties so much on 2029. So let's not celebrate their them finding themselves and tussling and hustling to find the right people and the right structures in the MK. Let's give them time. I think they still have time. Let's just believe in the process there, and I hope at the end it works out for the MK party. Like I said, we need their way of thinking. They are more radical in their thinking patterns than other political parties, even more than the EFF. So it's something that I appreciate, but it's something that black people don't appreciate that much. But anyway, I would like to say thanks to Obonga Bantu Abamnyama. I made you a video for Nina ngati guys ngiyabonga kakhulu for bonke abantu abakhipha ama 50 rand wabo bawa deposit to our account. Here's our account here. Ngibonga kakhulu guys, because kubaluleke kakhulu ukuthi nabantu abamnyama sizakhele izinto zethu. So isikolo sethu, the Pan Africanist School of Economics, Technology and Agriculture, sibaluleke kabi. Yabona yithi mele sithathe amandla from government, sithathe this poor education, see and give and change it and reform it and give it the best education to our children, because agona ka mkhong re ka irang really less enough. Re lebeletse batho ba bantsi ba aga, re lebeletse batho ba bantsi ba ira ka mkgo ba batlang. But now ke nako ya rena gore re eme as banna le basadi ba ba leng consent gagolo ka the standard of education se re skreang wa bona. So nna ke nyaka from pelo yaka le moya wa ka ke batlo leboga motho mongwe le mongwe a tsentseng tšhelete ya gae a itsentsha mo Paseta account, and a re wa itse keng ra gola gore toro e ya Paseta e tlo tswela pele. Anyway, so ngithokoze kakhulu Mandrebele, ngithokoze kakhulu kwisitshawa sonke kuba abantu abakhiphe imali zabo. Ngibonga kakhulu guys. So don't stop contributing. Those who have contributed 50 rand and you believe that you can do more, let's contribute more. I told you guys that in terms of percentage, we are about 3% going to 4% now in terms of the target, the way we want to go. 3%, it's small for some people as a number. It's not small to me because when I do the count, guys, it's more than 100 people that have contributed different amounts. We are now close to 200 people that have contributed different amounts. So I'm very grateful to those people who have done that. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for the messages. Oh, yes, before I forget, this number that you guys are seeing here, it's a Paseta number, WhatsApp number. Please send your WhatsApp if you want to be hands-on on the project of building the school. Some of you can say, I'm a graphic designer, I'm an accountant, I'm whatever. We're doing Paseta focus WhatsApp groups where we can put people in those WhatsApp groups. Actually, they are starting tonight. Today, I mean on Wednesday. What is Wednesday? Wednesday the 14th. It's the 14th. Okay. Wednesday, the 14th of August. We are starting with the focus groups. So we'll be placing people strategically where they want to be in terms of helping us out on Paseta. Some of you might have a skill that we might not have right now. You can come and help us with drafting a stronger constitution. You can help us with our paperwork, advertising, media, whatever it is that your skill lies. You can just WhatsApp those numbers and say, please add me on the WhatsApp group, and I'll add you on the Paseta WhatsApp group. You're going to enjoy it so much. You're going to meet new people there. It's going to be fantastic. And also, if you want to also support our sister channel, King African Mujolo on King Said So, please make sure that you go that side on African Mujolo, where we speak about relationships, about things that has to do with love, marriages, and all of that stuff from an African point of view. I want to reach 1,000 subscribers before the end of this month. I'll appreciate it if you leave your comment and your like there, and also click the subscribe button. Until we meet again, don't forget to pray. After you pray, stand up, African child. Do your best so that God can do the rest. Peace in Pan-Africanism. I salute you.
Apartheid didn't lose. Apartheid won.
Yeah.
Apartheid didn't lose. Not only did it win, it's still winning. The project of apartheid was not only about the exploitation of the many for the few. It wasn't just about making black people believe they were inferior. The more insidious project in apartheid, its most successful outcome, and I use the word successful for a lack of a better one, so don't get touched with that, is that apartheid was there to convince black people that none amongst them was worth anything. Kungako today, isitha somuntu omnyama, umuntu omnyama, umuntu ozodiliza inkampani yomuntu omnyama, umuntu omnyama, umuntu ozokuframe, umuntu omnyama, umuntu ozokufaka ejele ngenzondo, umuntu omnyama, umuntu ozokubamba ngenhliziyo athi sobona ukuthi uyophele laphi, ngumuntu omnyama. To this day.